Breaking phenomenon Parasite made history, winning 4 Academy Awards, including Best Director Bong Joon-ho and Best Picture of the Year. Parasite.
Sometimes you run out of fresh at the wrong time. Luckily, Kroger Delivery and free pickup make it easy to grab what you need, so you can get back to being you. Kroger.
Live in full effect.
713.
Yo.
Yeah. Are we on? Let me see. Let me check this out. See if we live. Christopher McClure. No.
Yeah.
We need to go to Insty. Apparently, we're live on Instagram today. We're going to find out. Let me see. I haven't seen it yet on Facebook.
All right. What's up, guys? We are live on Instagram. Whoop, whoop. New platforms getting bigger. First time we're doing this. So,
Groundbreaking
news. I just heard your phone literally go, da-na-na.
We have one person
da-na-na.
watching.
Oh, on Instagram?
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey.
I haven't seen us live on Facebook yet, though. We're not live. We're not on Facebook yet. So we gotta wait just a second for you Instagram.
All right, Instagrammers, right there. Hold up 1 second.
Give us a minute.
Instagrammer.
Yeah. Who's the one Instagrammer? What's up?
What up?
Yeah, who is this cat? Kevin's crazy.
Or kitten.
Or kitten.
Thank
That's
you.
right.
Yeah, or kitten.
Well, I don't know too many people named Kevin, so too many girls.
Should be. Well, never know.
Wait, what? What does that have to do with anything?
Oh, well, hold on. Let's see. We might be live here in a second. We could be live.
We could be live.
I'm going to start jamming. Oh, we are. We're live on Facebook.
It's official.
I can. Oh, yeah. That's what I was trying to do. that was exactly what I was trying to do. I was going to start rapping for y'all.
Ooh, that would have been
You're
fun.
going to rap for us? What's up, everybody? Welcome in. Sports with Balls, 7 p.m.
Yeah, we are at Glitter, so it's karaoke. I could go,
All you got to do is just get going.
You know the raps? It's 713 Day. That's what Jeff's referring to.
Yeah, but
go for it.
My boy Zach Marlowe, we were going to play his opening song, but we were running a little behind. So, we got it. We'll play it here in a little bit. We'll jam out. But, yeah, his song is amazing, 713 Anthem. It's a badass song, I'm not going to lie to you. What's up, Lauren?
Nothing much. Freaking blazing hot outside.
Ooh, man. Second day in a row I worked out. I need props.
Good job.
I need
you.
props.
Good job. I saw your
high
post
five.
on, it was yesterday, huh? I worked out yesterday too.
Yep,
Good
I did.
for you.
I did my second day in a row. Oh, thank you, Johnny.
Yeah.
Welcome, Johnny J again. What's up, my man? Also, Grant Papa Miles.
He's back in town. He got in town today.
Yeah.
I got home
for
and
this
came
show.
straight here.
Crazy day for you. Crazy.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
crazy.
tell us what happened out on the road. It's kind of crazy.
We're just driving up in God's country, and we were coming back. And,
Great song by Blake Shelton, by the way.
Well, DFW. We
were
Johnny on point.
We're gonna get the DAC later.
We were coming back, and 100 yards in front of us, head-on collision.
Damn.
Crazy, man.
It was nuts. Pulled over, see how we could do to help. We couldn't do a whole lot. I tell you, that's one thing about the country. Man, people out in the country, they help quick. Like, people just started coming.
Good.
They just started coming from everywhere.
In the city, they're like, "Nah, we're holding too much. We
Yeah,
gotta go.
yeah.
And I thought you were going like the opposite direction. I thought you were going to be like, man, people out in the country, they just run you over.
No.
I thought you were going to go the opposite
People just started
direction.
coming from, they just started coming from everywhere, helping out, getting all the people out. The people that got in the ambulances, they had to life flight both of them.
Who we got on here?
so
Who's already? Man, we got a lot of people
So
already
sad.
watching. What's up? Is that me? Oh man.
Oh,
Is that
Jeff.
you? Or is that Jeff? Oh.
That was me. That was me.
I was going to say, what's going on?
Look, again, welcome everybody.
Yeah.
713 Day, which means July 13th, 713 for all the Houstonians. Yeah. Absolutely love it, man. There's so much going on in the sports world. Like, it's getting kind of ridiculous. It's getting crazy. Hopefully,
Good.
There's a lot to talk about.
We're going to have to remember to celebrate 214 Day.
Oh.
Is this for
You
real?
just got back from there. Can
Lead.
leave
I'm just saying,
Dallas
if we're going to do
alone?
713, we got to do 214. Let me hear from you, DFW.
Thank you, Johnny. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So,
Love you, Johnny.
Johnny's got his Yankees shirt on. I don't want to hear anything.
we
that
got
dude
Johnny
has to
J
say.
back.
Yeah,
We got
and he's not talking anything about their
not
area
yet,
codes.
Not yet, because Aaron Judge is hurt again.
Boom, boom, boom. Until
Wah,
letter
wah,
coming
wah.
next month.
Do the little DJ thing. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah, that's what I thought. No Yankees love. But listen, there's a lot that went on, a lot going on. Everything's about to fire back up in these camps, in the bubble, in the NBA, the MLB, NFL, college football. I mean, it's a whirlwind right now. And one of the major things that came out today was Russell Westbrook having corona. And because he wasn't reporting and people were wondering why. And apparently this is the reason. So, I mean, where do you go from here? How long is he? Apparently he got this before they traveled. So you're looking at a week ago, right? So I don't know how long. I don't know. Have we seen the NBA's protocols for how long you're quarantined?
Well, I saw the videos of the players like over the weekend where they had to stay quarantined for 48 hours. And they, some of them, it was funny because I was watching all of their Instagram lives and or their stories that they posted. And some of them were like, okay, not a decent view, not bad. And then some of them were like, really, I have to post up in here for 2 days? Like
someone said something about a Holiday Inn. I'm
like, bro, really?
Obnoxious.
Really? You're on the happiest place on earth. Anyways,
They are on the happiest place on earth.
They are, but
Getting
yeah,
paid to play
so
basketball. So I don't want to hear it.
Getting paid to play a game that they love and they've perfected at.
Well,
and,
we're gonna get into that with the NBA, but Russell Westbrook did test positive, which is massive news for the Rockets because he's not there. And it brings up the question about Harden. Harden's missing as well. So everybody's assuming that it's for the same reason or whatnot. That's just the big news of what's going on in the NBA. He's the first major player since they got to the bubble. He's the first major player to not be there and to, watch out, Johnny.
Court case. Whoop, whoop.
So, I mean, that's just big news for Houston fans and for Rockets fans. We'll see how long it goes. The season starts with the 28th. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, July 28th. So he's got plenty of time, but, obviously not a good sign if you're a massive Rockets fan. Not a good sign at all.
Not at all, especially if you got both your – I mean, what are you relying on to make it in the playoffs? You're relying on Russell Westbrook and James Harden, and they're not there.
You're not going anywhere
I
without that.
know.
They're not there. So that's a problem. Absolutely.
Well, the thing is, though, if they get over the hump and he quarantines and he comes back and tests again and tests negative, he plans to go back out there and fight for his team. So,
sure.
James can just carry the team at first.
But it just brings up that whole thing with this whole bubble is like, is this going to work? Is the bubble going to work? And we can get into that in a little bit. That was just breaking news we had today. Big Houston thing that went on. But before we get started, we want to thank a few people. Number one, Joe Applewhite, my man. One of the biggest realtors in Houston, man. You guys looking to move, call Applewhite. Man, making the impossible possible. He, we talk every day, and this guy, man, he's just super busy. Call him, and he will make it happen. 100%. 713-291-5270. Also, if you're looking to build something commercial-wise, the construction concepts, Grant, man, you hit it on the spot. Building Houston.
They do, man. Those cats. Its question is not what are they building, but what haven't they built?
Yeah,
in
what
Houston?
haven't they built? I mean, it's massive, bro. Like those guys are out there doing. It's unbelievable. So construction concepts, they're amazing. Give them a call. Mark Boardman, Johnny Wiseman, you guys are awesome. I think it's buildhouston.com. Look them up.
Perfect. And of course, we want to thank Thiessen Law Firm, as you can go to them and mention sports with balls. And
Balls.
I was like,
Sports with
balls. I don't even know what that is. You mentioned sports with balls, and you get your free consultation. They will take care of you. Family law, criminal law, you name it. Like I said, go to them at 713-864-9000. That is 713-864-9000, and that is a Thiessen Law Firm.
Love Mark Thiessen. Great guy. Also, Texas Prime. Those guys.
Texas Prime Metal Roofs, man. Yeah, they got it going on over there. You go see them. And you also mentioned Sports with Balls, and they will come check out your roof, a free roof inspection. How about that? come check it out. I mean, metal roofs. What are all the types of roofs that are out there? Anyways,
Shingle roofs,
Shingles,
metal
yeah.
roofs, flat roofs, tar roofs, whatever roof you got. I mean, these guys are on it. Storm season, and honestly, with the way the weather is, it being so hot, your roof cracks. Real simple. You get water leaks. Look, these guys got you covered.
They got you covered at 832-755-1440. That is 832-755-1440. That is Prime Texas Metal Roofs. And yeah, it is time to get into some sports.
Want to say what's up to my boy Corey. What's up, Corey and Austin? Austin, you're here every week, bro. We got to get you
Austin,
on.
Thank you. I don't know
Austin-
you yet, but
Austin's got to come in and
What
talk
was
about some
that
UFC.
accent? What were you doing right there?
I don't know you, but
Yeah. What was that?
I didn't even realize I did that.
You didn't realize
What?
that? Oh my gosh.
No. I
James
didn't.
and Shelby. Shelby, how are you? Good to see you. And Johnny J's brother. What's up, Flo? He's on. That guy's got a lot to say. But we got a lot to get into, man. Since we were talking about the NBA and getting into this stuff, man, there's so many things that are going on with this bubble, man. There's a Instagram model that was trying to sneak on already. I forgot the guy's name that now is coming out. There's like, it's almost like they're sneaking things in. The guy went on Instagram talking about, I forgot his name, like ways to get different things in. And look, what's the one thing all these players do all the time that they're missing?
Just having freedom.
Women.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Freedom to get around
This
and
is
do
going
stuff.
to get interesting, and I hate to say
Absolutely.
it like that, but I mean, it's already becoming a little bit of an issue.
Well, yeah. I mean, they go through all the. All right. Matthew McConaughey. Okay. Yeah, they go to the different cities, and I know a poll came out last year of like the strip clubs that are popular, and like James Harden doing like bad in cities that have like the bigger strip clubs
Yep.
or the more popular strip clubs. So you're right about that. I didn't
that's
think about
important
that,
research.
but you know,
It's good
For those
research.
guys.
I
Yes.
said it came out. I didn't say I went digging.
I
for
know.
it.
I'm just saying. You got to know that's important
Alright.
research for these guys.
We should, we have to we need. I will be the field research guy.
He's
Somebody's
like,
gotta do
I vote myself
Somebody's got
to
to
do this. Yes. yes.
No. I mean, we'll see. Look, they invite us to go over to Orlando. I'm down. I'll do whatever they want us to do. Right? The goal is to get on Radio Row Super Bowl.
Well, the only thing about them being in a bubble is I know the guys are really concerned about safety and, all that stuff. But, I mean, just think they just got there. Think about if they're going to have to be there for another 3 months.
Well, and that's the deal.
They're
It's
going to
like,
go crazy.
There's already these issues, and it's been 1 week.
Yes.
And they're already, people are sneaking in stuff. They're trying to get girls in. They're trying to do this. Like, I mean, they've only been there 1 week. So I think this is going to be, I got to look up how many people are on the roster but you could be right in the middle of this thing and like say the Lakers are they're killing it and Anthony Davis tests positive because, something, whatever. You're going to have a major problem on your hands, and so does this illegitimize the championship? I think it would if the Lakers are running through everybody or the Rockets are running through everybody because they're missing their key players.
Then again, you also can think about this may be the best basketball that we're about to see because they will have all their focus and energy towards the court, towards playing each other rather than all the distractions whenever they do travel.
And
so there's the other side of it as well.
I was wondering that too. It could be you could have either really great environment for players to bond, not that they're already bonded, but to bond, practice, spend time together, all that, or it could just be the worst where they're just
Well, you're going to have
they're
different
thinking
Too
about
much.
they're just thinking of all the other things they could be doing and not concentrating on basketball.
I mean, they brought this up earlier. Like Michael Jordan, if he was in this environment, Michael Jordan would have a poker game ready. Like he'd be gambling. They'd be
Yes.
doing
Cigars.
there's
Yeah.
different guys that have different lifestyles, right? It's not like everybody lives this one lifestyle. Like LeBron might live, or stay out of trouble, stay here and focus on this. I mean, everybody likes to do their thing, and that's why we're already seeing these issues about people trying to sneak stuff in, people trying to sneak girls in. Like it's regardless of whatever they're trying to sneak in, it's only been 1 week. So get ready for players to be suspended. The Rockets this guy apparently got out of his room when he was supposed to be locked down. Look, that guy's suspended. For a while, he's got I forgot his name. He's the last man on the bench. But the point is these guys are They need to read the rule book and see if they can follow it. Will these guys follow a rule book? I highly doubt it.
Some of these guys that didn't get a chance to go to college are going to get a college atmosphere.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it's going to be. You're
For
going to have
real.
an RA with a dorm, and you can't let girls in
Yep.
after a certain time, and you can't
Yeah.
leave. And they're going to get that environment. They're going to get that college feel, because that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like they're in a college dorm room.
But then again, this is all prior to the season. Once they tip off, I think things will be a little bit different. They may be looking
That's
at this
true.
competition like, this is competition. Like I'm ready for it. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I mean, their
So-
rules and regulations are definitely up there, and we'll see how it works out. But like I said, this is only week 1, and you have until the 28th, which is 2 more weeks. There's going to be some iffy things that go down. I mean, your bet on the 76ers might be a solid one.
Absolutely. Hey,
It might be good to go.
I'm not trying to throw in the Mavericks on this, but I was having a conversation with my boy Casey this weekend, and just talking about, I think teams like the Mavericks, and I'm not just singling out the Mavericks, but teams that don't have guys that are coming up positive or that are injured, or guys that are good team bond, that are
I love
play
Luka,
together
man.
well.
I mean, I don't like the Mavericks, obviously, but Luka's that guy's he's great to watch.
But these teams that are close-knit teams that are using this time to practice and bond and get better, you could have a team like that come out of nowhere.
New
and win it.
Orleans.
So, I mean,
Yeah, exactly. New Orleans, somebody like that.
And I relate that to college basketball whenever they take their players on trips over the summer to create that bonding experience. I know the Cougs went, I don't know if it was like Florence, it was Italy. They went to like 5 different cities, and they had this huge experience, and they had to write a paper over it and all this stuff. But you could relate it to that, or you could take away and go the complete opposite direction,
Right.
what Jeff is alluding to.
Yeah, the
But,
bad boys are going to be bad boys, And, look, we've already had an injury. Rajon Rondo broke his thumb. He's out 6 to 8 weeks. Now, they're already missing their starting point guard. Now they lose Rondo. This is a lot of pressure on them. They signed J.R. Smith, right? But J.R. Smith is not the guy to bring the ball up for you if you're the Lakers. Do they go out and sign somebody else?
I don't think so. Well, I don't know. It's whatever
Does
LeBron wants.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Whatever LeBron wants to
we
do.
could
I
ask
mean, it's up to
LeBron.
him. I don't think Rondo was going to get much PT though. Anyway, I don't think.
I think he was now. I really do. I think he was going to get more. And I used to love Rondo. I think the guy's an incredible ball handler. And if you get him in a zone, he's amazing. I mean, he has dished out 16, 18 assists in games. He's done consecutive 10 assist games. I mean, the guy can play basketball. He just has to be in the right environment. And I think he was getting that opportunity with, was it Avery Bradley?
Yeah,
Avery Bradley that
Yeah.
was, not going to play. So he was going to
Yeah.
get more opportunity. Now he broke his thumb. 6 to 8 weeks in this kind of environment in a bubble, you're done.
Yeah.
Like, you are done. You can't even practice with the team. There's no, I mean, the season starts in 2 weeks. I mean, that pretty much Rondo's done for the season.
And that talks about you just asked him about picking up someone or trading or anything like that. I mean, they have to go through the whole quarantine process and everything too.
Yep.
And learn
So
all
you're gonna plan with your whoever traveled with you at that point. You're gonna end up playing with. This might be very, very interesting, and it might come down to the smartest team. What Grant was talking about, the people that have, and the leader of the team needs to be on them. I mean, because they're in the same hotels and they're by each other, and I think the most cohesive group might come out on top. Because you're gonna have somebody all of a sudden, like, right in the middle of this. It's going to happen. I don't care what you say. It's going to happen. There's going to be a big name player that's going to catch this right in the middle, and you're going to be like, "How in the hell?" And then
Yeah.
you're going to find out, "Oh well, he went and ate at this. Something happened. Somebody
Right.
brought him some restaurant food or whatever the case may be." You're going to get somebody, huge name, one of these teams, and it's going to go out, and you just hope it's not yours.
That's true, very true, and that also goes to and that's on another topic. But as far as the test being faulty and whatnot,
Yeah.
and some testing positive when negative and negative when positive, and just going back and forth when you've tested multiple times. So, yeah, it can very well happen. very soon.
Absolute.
Yeah.
And you've heard multiple occasions of that happening.
Yeah.
Like, just as an example, Joey Gallo for the Rangers
Right.
tested positive, and he doesn't think he tested positive. Like, they don't know if the test results were accurate or not. So,
But as long as that
what if that
test-
happens to what if that happens to LeBron? What if LeBron gets tested, he's positive, and that
They're
test is
gonna-
not? I mean,
they're gonna block
Lakers are
him.
done.
Yep.
Lakers are done.
No, I'm telling you, that's going to happen to some team.
Absolutely.
Like, for sure, one player, a huge name. Look, we got Westbrook.
Guys,
we got Westbrook right now, already out.
It's just about to
Haven't
say
even
that.
started.
Yeah. Yeah.
So get ready. Get ready for look, for entertainment value, we're all gonna watch it. We're all gonna put on the NBA. We're gonna see what they're doing. And look,
course.
the guys that are sitting at the end of the bench, man, get ready. You might have your time to shine. You know.
And speaking of that, I'm not sure if y'all heard Dan Toney, but he spoke highly of Tyson Chandler, and he's saying, you know what, like, you know, regardless of his time or whatnot on the court, like if he's gonna be having a lot of time or just out there, this may be his shot. This may be his time. And he said, you know, he's the guy on our team who has championship experience, and you should be happy. It's in 2011 with the Mavericks.
Hey, I'm a huge Tyson Chandler fan. For the way he played for the Mavericks that year, they would have made it to the finals and won it without him.
If he's got an attitude adjustment, he's fine.
He's Tyson Chandler's a baller. He's a player.
He is. He's tall.
I liked him a lot when I got to speak with him at Media Day. I will say that.
Oh.
But
Lauren's name dropping.
no, like
Yeah,
that.
Lauren's name dropping.
Hey,
This is
no.
Lauren's name drop segment.
Sorry. Brought to you by the Real Deal. No, I'm just kidding.
I forgot to introduce you, the real deal, Lauren Leal.
Well,
kinda
wow, chicka,
like
wow,
that.
wow.
I
That
kinda
would be
like
a
that.
boxing name.
Speaking of all this, we got hot topics.
Woo! We got some sizzling hot topics. Y'all ready for this?
Let's rumble. What we got
I
going
don't
on?
know. Am I ready? I'll get ready.
Do it in the accent.
Yeah, do the accent.
What accent did I even do?
I don't know.
I don't even
We
know
should
what
play
I
it back
said,
'cause
y'all.
it was crazy.
We got to play
It was
back.
crazy.
That wasn't it.
Do
What we
something
got?
crazy. Do something crazy. Okay, number one. What does you know? You may have heard this. You may have not. I'm not sure. But you know, what do you think Alex Rodriguez and J Lo have in common with tight end from the Chiefs, Travis Kelce?
Well, I mean, I already know the answer.
I'm not sure if Grant knows the answer,
No, I don't know the
but I'm
answer.
going to let you right now. They want to own a baseball team.
The New York Mets.
The New York Mets.
Travis Kelce does too.
Yes.
Oh, not
They're
only
all
that.
going in on this. Yes.
There's a few more involved in this thing too, man.
Current players and retired players. You want to name the other two?
Brian Urlacher, Bradley Beal,
Oh,
and Mason
one more, yeah.
Plumlee.
Damn.
Yes.
All going in with J-Lo and A-Rod to purchase the Mets for...
So A-Rod and J-Lo contributed $300 million of their own money, and last week the bid was $1.7 million.
Yeah, 1.7 billion.
I got million.
1.7 million.
then-
I mean, we could all pitch in probably and get that.
I know. Are you talking about 1.7 million for the Mets?
Yeah, it's 1.7 billion.
And then the billionaire hedge fund Steve Cohen reportedly bidding $2 billion.
Oh, so he went above them.
So he went way above them. The thing is, it's like, this has got me thinking, like, would this be the new way of ownership? And if so, you have so many politics involved with, I want this player versus that player. Like, how much say do you have in this team? You can change the colors, the jersey, you know, like.
What's that old rule? Don't get involved with business with your friends. Like, that's what I think.
Are they friends? Are
Well,
all
that's
these
what I was
people
going to
friends?
ask. So is Mason Plumlee hanging out with Alex Rodriguez and J-Lo?
Well, see, that's where I think this is so awkward. Whatever he did, we'd have to look at how much money Mason Plumlee made in his career. But for him to be mentioned with Brian Urlacher, J-Lo, Alex Rodriguez, Travis Kelce, this guy must have, whoever his financial advisor was, like, he's got to be up there, whether it be real estate or whatnot. Some of these guys are really smart, and they got great investors and whatnot. But
he's a Duke player, so you know he's smart.
he's got, I mean, he obviously, for him to be mentioned with all Hall of Famers, he's the only guy that's not a Hall of Famer. Well, I mean, listen, Kelsey's not out and Bradley Beal's not out yet, but, you know, they continue their careers on the path they're going. They are. But, yeah, 1.7 billion, and these are the guys that are with J-Lo and A-Rod to buy the Mets. And to what you were saying, I don't know if I mean, you're going in with all, that's like too many people, I think. Like, that would, who's the head
Literally.
honcho?
I know, and then you would have so much back and forth with the general manager, and I just feel like it would just be
And the Mets?
nuts. Okay, so that's what shocks me the most is that A-Rod would go in on the Mets.
Like, I mean, dude, Urlacher's from Chicago. Well, I mean, you know, I just don't understand that.
You do not hear, which is one of the arguments that all professional players and professional organizations have, whether it be NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, whatever. They're complaining about the owners because you do not hear of any owners of any professional teams in the three major sports going broke or losing value on their.
So they all got a seat at the table when they go to the players' meetings or the player associations. Like, I mean, it just, who's the head dude that goes in and says so? I just think that's a lot of people because all these owners, like you said, are owned by one person because
Right.
they've established that's just for fun. Most of these owners buy these teams because it's fun.
It's like always a dream of theirs to own a team, but they have all their other businesses going on.
And
it takes a little bit of the focus off Madison Square Garden and their owner.
oh, jeez.
You got to think about that.
Well, but I would think that owning
Stephen A. Smith.
owning a professional sports team is a extremely valuable investment.
You would think
Because
so.
you know you're getting value back in your money that you spent, and now with the money that players are, I mean, what proportion?
Look at
What
this
professional
pandemic.
teams have lost money?
Like
Look
the
at this
Cardinals,
pandemic.
the Cardinals owner that came out last week and said that owning a professional baseball team is not that lucrative compared to their other businesses, like
Yeah.
that are huge. I mean, look how much J-Lo and A-Rod make per year, probably. I mean,
Their net worth has gotta be
A-Rod
crazy.
A-Rod not as much as J-Lo, but I mean, J-Lo gets paid, 40, 50 million a year probably with concerts. I'm just taking a wild guess out there, but I doubt she's going to make
Let's
40,
see about
50 a
this.
mil on the Mets. Like I don't see that happening.
Well, but and that's why I think they're not. I don't think they're trying to make it their primary business. They're just trying to get a piece of a percentage of a team.
What's she make?
You are on top of it, Jeff. Her net worth is 400 million, earning approximately 40 million
Yeah.
each year
See,
since
so
2004.
To her, that's just fun money. Like
Oh my gosh, because she has like the dancing show.
Oh,
She does
yeah.
her like
There's
tour
no-
in Vegas. Like
Yeah.
like
Well, and then you got Alex Rodriguez, who's worth an estimated $350 million.
I think J-Lo is
So-
probably worth so 320. So A-Rod is J-Lo's worth more than he is.
Correct.
Yeah.
So they have some, but I think you're going to see this a lot more in the future because the players nowadays in professional leagues are
Get
making a
paid
lot of
so
money.
much, yeah.
yeah.
That you're going to see that starting to happen
Why
more
would
and
Travis
more.
Kelce, who just won a
See,
Super
like,
Bowl
that's
right in
so
the middle of
random.
his career?
I don't know.
Try to
I don't know
buy
that
the
he has.
Mets
I don't
with
know
him.
that. Well, I just wonder what kind of investment he has in that. If it's like a 5%
Yeah.
or 2% or like he
It's
can't
not
have that
huge.
much.
Yeah, it's not huge,
So,
but
like-
man, that's weird.
A little interesting tidbit is like in film when you see like producer, executive producer, like line producer, whatever. A lot of those, if they're not the main producer, then they're just contributing money, and then they're like, okay, I'm done.
I mean, I get it; they make money, but that's just talk. But
right.
I digress. We'll move on. Hot
All
topics.
right, we'll move on to something about what you're wearing on your body. Yes. Akalia Ohai makes the big change. Former Houston Dash star who was traded to the Chicago Stars, now has a new name after being married. And guess those 4 letters that's on the back of her jersey. WATT. I think we have a picture of it right here. And that is,
JJ
of course, husband JJ. What? JJ Watt, yeah. How cute is this photo of them together and then, of course, wearing her jersey? And I just want to know, like, I love it. Like, she's married now, so she is supporting her new name. But if you're already known in your field and you're in the public eye, of course, a professional athlete, would you put your spouse's name on the back of your jersey?
Oh, hey, but real quick, Frank Lou, thank you for paying attention, man. He says A-Rod owns over 10,000 apartments and has a lot of businesses. Most of the time, you have to be a billionaire to own a team. But he says A-Rod's got a ton of apartments and stuff in New York. So, I mean, maybe that he has more money than shown for right now.
Good
But-
old Frank. What's up, Frank?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Alluding back
All
to you, put your last name on there. I mean,
I'm surprised she's doing that. I'm
Yeah?
surprised. I mean,
Yeah.
you can be supportive of your spouse, but to be honest, given the fact that you already kind of have popularity under a certain name, it's surprising that a woman would change that. Let me ask you that. If you were at a point like she would, and you're a professional athlete, and you have a name out there that you've already established, and you get married, would you want to do that?
Probably the answer is no for me. Probably I would probably if there were any way to make it happen, a slash or something
Yeah.
on the back. But I mean, I think about like who we just talked about, Alex Rodriguez and Jennifer Lopez. Whenever they can get married,
no, if you're that
I couldn't
famous,
see her putting.
No, I
her-
wouldn't see that.
I can't see her having like Rodriguez on her back. And I know, of
No.
course, it's a
She's
completely
not going
different
to
scale.
change from J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez
The
to
deal-
Jennifer Rodriguez.
The deal is, though, too, it's also the fact that it's J.J. Watt versus someone who is just like a good, mediocre football player.
I mean, when you get married, are people going to change their name to Leo?
Whoa.
That's very progressive.
Yeah. I know, but seriously, why did the girl have to take the guy's name? Like,
Oh no, here we go.
That's a whole different show right there.
Lead into our Redskins.
That's a good. I mean, that's a good question. I mean, that's when you're talking about when people bring up the patriarchy, that's what they're talking about.
yeah, I'm just like, dude, what?
The LBG, whatever community.
Why can't you have my last name, bro?
Don't you tell them that? I mean, you're famous, so just tell them, but like, look, you take Leo.
Do that.
Thank
I want to
you.
hear that conversation.
All
Go,
right.
why don't you have my last name, bro?
When that time comes.
Get him, Lauren. Tell
When
him.
that time comes. All right, moving on to
Austin
another.
said, "Holla, we want a prenup." Nice.
Moving on to another jersey is the Rockets released their uniforms for the season. Yeah, their 8-game season so far. So they released their uniforms. We have photos of this from their Twitter handle, and it's for the first 4 games, which is half of the 8, but wearing the jerseys the most, is the red icon jerseys for the first 4. And then they move on to the classic red jersey on August 4th and August 12th, and then followed by the two last games, the black statement jersey and then the white city jersey that has H-Town on the front.
I love the white one.
Me too.
I love the H-Town jersey.
So I've always loved that one, but the honestly, I've always thought the black one was fire.
Listen, the Ultimate Rockets jersey is the mustard and ketchup jersey. I mean, that's just, it's awesome. It's a throwback. It's phenomenal. But New Age, the H-Town, the white one, man, that thing's awesome. Like, that is a really good jersey. Thank you, Johnny.
Yeah, those
finally.
uniforms are fantastic.
Oh my gosh, you cannot even compare your little Mavs uniforms because
don't
last
get me
year,
started on the Mavs.
they
Mavs
look
uniforms
like
are
the
classic and
Looney
replica.
Tunes.
Get out of here.
How do
with
you have a
your Looney
classic
Tunes.
Mavs uniform?
The
What is
classic
it?
Dallas across the top, the green and the blue, like that M with the cowboy hat on top. Man,
Thank you,
that's
Johnny.
classic.
Thank
That's
you.
classic. I don't want to
Stop
hear
it.
I don't
Stop
wanna hear
it
it.
now.
And by
Looks
the
like the
way,
Looney
my
Tunes.
wife says a guy can totally take your last name.
Thank you, Melissa.
Yes.
Thank you.
She's got your back. So
Really?
Love you, girl. Only known you for a little bit. Love it. Love you.
No,
Love
I
your
mean-
views.
So,
Jeff's like, okay.
moving on.
another hot topic. Are we
But
done with
yeah,
hot
that's
topics?
great that the Rockets are doing.
Are we
that.
done?
That's
Are
awesome.
we? What else we got?
We got the hot topics, and now it's time to move on to some football.
Washington Redskins.
talk.
Washington Redskins are changing their name. There's 3 different options. My friend Joe, who we talked about earlier, got a good friend of mine, Wes, also massive Washington Redskins fans, have been not necessarily flipping out, but I'm trying to explain to them, I don't think this is that big of a deal. I mean, they're just changing their name. Plenty of teams have done it, and Grant's going to get into a lot of this later on about the teams that have done this, but I just don't think changing the Redskins' name is that big of a deal.
I can understand from a Redskins standpoint. First off,
Yeah.
the Redskins, if they completely decided to dissolve the franchise and them not be a part of the NFL anymore, I'd be okay with that. But
Cowboys.
But,
Jeez.
if they do have to stay in the NFL and they're going to change the name, I can understand why people who have been Redskins fans for however many years they've been that way, I can understand how it's a little bit hard to accept. I get that.
I get it
Yep.
completely.
I do. I get it, but it's just, listen, you're not stopping it. Get over it. Move on. Are you going to stop being a Redskins fan? That's what I'm getting at. It's like, Houston lost their team to another state and city, and we'll get into that later, but are you going to stop being a Washington Redskins fan because they changed their slogan?
Well, that's also, it's like deep rooted
Sure.
because
but the deep roots are Washington.
So here's my
the
question.
thing is,
I've got a perfect question I want to ask Jeff.
okay,
Rockets are forms of weapons. If
Okay.
someone got on it and thought about it and said that is offensive due to the fact that rockets can potentially be used as weapons to kill people and Houston Rockets should change the name, you're telling me they say the Houston Rockets are no longer, they will be the Houston
Dude,
crocodiles.
we can go on and on
You would
about
be
this.
fine with that.
You should be offended that the Houston Texans are the Houston Texans.
I'm with you, but if
You
they
know?
said the Rockets were changing, you would totally accept that.
Yes, if you like the city and where you're from, you root for the city and where they're from, and we'll get into that later. We have a whole thing on
Yeah.
how many teams have changed their actual names. There's been a lot of them. Like there has, and people don't understand that this has been going on in sports since '07 or
Yeah.
whenever. Like, this has gone on for a long time. And 20 years from now, you're not going to even remember this. The Washington Redskins hat will be a throwback and it'll be badass. And you won't even remember, like, this whole thing, like, oh, they changed it because of this. Like, man, honestly, who cares about a name? Does your team play good? If the New England Patriots changed their name tomorrow to the New England Jackasses, they'd still have the same amount of fans.
And that's
That would be a cool name, though.
If they have a bunch of donkeys, like, in New England.
Go ahead, Lauren. I'm sorry. You're about to talk.
Well, no, because okay, you're right, and we brought up earlier how Colt 45s and whatever, like all the different like teams have changed their names throughout the years, and you forget about it over time. However, it's the principle of why you're changing the name, and that's what is invested in people. There's a difference between we're just going to change it to like the Red Bulls to the red Donkeys.
If there's 100 million fans, if Washington Redskins have 100 million fans and they change their name, they might go down to 98 million fans.
Yeah, they would lose some fans.
I mean, they're going
They
to
would.
change. They're going to lose 0.02%
But
of their
you're saying
fans.
like people are freaking out. Like this is the first day that they've decided they're allowed to freak out, and
Yeah,
then comes
I
into
just-
acceptance.
It would be hard for you to accept if the Rockets decided to change their name tomorrow. I'm not saying you would stop being a fan. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you would at first your initial shock would be like, man, they're
I'd
changing
get
the
online
Rockets.
and buy all the
Yeah.
Rockets gear I could. That way, it's worth more later. Like, I mean,
I mean, you're a huge Astros fan too. Like if the Astros are like no
the
longer.
Astros with the Colt 45s, and people wear Colt 45 hats now. Like, they're amazing. And people are like, damn, that's a badass hat. Just it will be this way 20 years from now when people are like, dude, that Redskins hat's fucking dope. I mean, it all. Listen, this has happened for a very, very, very long time. This isn't anything new. It's just what went on and how it went on. And listen, first of all, the Redskins were changing their name like 10 years ago. This is a subject that's been up for debate for a long time, not just because of the new movement. This has been up for debate for a long time about the Redskins.
And Grant, you have a list of the teams that have changed their
You want
names,
to just go
right?
down it now?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we were talking
Here's
earlier.
here's the teams that have changed their names.
One thing we didn't talk about earlier, which was which I didn't even think about until the beginning of this. The Charlotte Bobcats used to be Charlotte Hornets.
Yep.
They're now the Charlotte Bobcats.
Yeah, why'd they
So-
change that? Why? Because of what?
Well, I think they changed. Well, the original
cat?
owner, the original owner was Bob Johnson. Whenever he bought the Charlotte Hornets, Bob Johnson, the BET founder, his name was Bob Johnson. He wanted to be the Bobcats, and now Jordan owns them. So there you go. But there's one. But like you said, Colt 45s. Colt 45s will change to the Houston Astros. Team president Judge Roy Hoffines made the change in 1965.
Probably because of the 45 caliber gun. and
Well, it
the
said it was
whatever.
likely
Okay.
motivated by pressure from the Colt Firearms Company.
There's always something that's going to do it.
Someone said time to invest in Redskins gear.
Yeah, that's Johnny's brother.
Next, well, Johnny's not here to listen to this one, so I'll change that whenever he comes back. We talked about earlier Tampa Bay Devil Rays. They're changing
Just
it
the
to Tampa Bay
Rays.
Rays.
Yeah.
Right.
And
So
you know what's
they
funny
took
about
the
that?
devil out of it.
They said that the people that were making an issue with it were Christians that didn't like the devil
See,
as a
there's
part
always
of it.
there's a movement.
There's
That's
always
what I'm saying.
something.
Like, this is not something that's brand new, and people forget all this. They think that it's like, oh, I can't believe this is happening. Man, look, like
It's got a history of it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Washington Bullets.
There you go.
Washington
And
Bullets
Washington again.
changed from Washington Bullets to the Washington
Wizards.
Wizards. Yeah, I forgot about it for whatever reason. They actually had a name contest that was held, and fans voted on it. The finalists were the Wizards, Dragons, Express, Stallions, and Sea Dogs.
Man, I like the Express.
I
Kind
was
of a
just
cool
I was
name.
thinking about that too.
Washington
I was
Express
like
is good.
Express.
It's better than the Wizards. I thought the
Yeah,
Wizards was a weird
Wizards.
name.
Why? Is it, y'all got some witches or
I
something?
don't know.
up in
It's weird.
Washington?
Like
I know.
I don't think about
It's
wizards in
Anybody
Washington.
From, Joe, I know you're watching. Get West. Like, why is it the Wizards?
Yeah, that would be a great question. Let's see.
Johnny's back. Johnny's back. Dude,
Yes,
New York.
let's hear. You said you skipped over
Okay.
Johnny. Johnny
So
skipped over something to wait for him.
Johnny,
to come
we
back.
have one for you, just in case you care. The New York Highlanders. You know the New York Highlanders?
So
are
Johnny's from New York.
Not
those
that
of you that don't know.
invested.
the Yankees. So in 1903, the Baltimore Orioles were moved to New York, where they became the Highlanders. And in order to put it on headlines, the Highlanders were too long, so they adapted it to the Yanks or the Yankees, and that was done in 1913.
So there you go.
So Could you imagine the New York Highlanders as the professional
tell you what, I just
baseball
thought
team
about
that
something.
won like
If
26
the Washington,
championships?
let's just say it's the Warriors out of the 3 names. If the Washington Warriors win the Super Bowl this coming up year, do you think anybody's going to give a damn about the Redskins?
No, they won't.
No.
No. So
No, they won't.
It's the
And the
same thing as
Nationals
it's
won the
like-
World Series last year.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, win.
Tennessee Oilers.
Yeah,
Tennessee
we all
Oilers
know
is one.
Right, right.
Tennessee
You
became
got that boo
Titans.
button? Is there a crying button on there?
Maybe Houston should just do a better
Crickets?
job of
I don't
keeping the
know.
Oilers in town. The New York Titans were renamed. The New York Titans were renamed the Jets in 1963. So they were the Titans, then they became the Jets. So there's that. Boston Braves, which brings us back to the Washington Redskins. So in 1933,
This is interesting, Joe.
1933, NFL franchise in Boston was the new owner, George Preston Marshall, changed the team's nickname from Braves to Redskins. According to the New York Times, the name change was made to avoid confusion with baseball's Boston Braves, who then later became the Atlanta Braves.
Mm-hmm.
The franchise then located to Washington before the 1937 season and became the Washington Redskins.
Washington Redskins.
So the Washington Redskins have actually had their name changed before.
Yep.
So this isn't the last time. And then, of course, the last one, which who cares, Anaheim Mighty Ducks became the Anaheim Ducks because Disney sold them. So, and, the Mighty Ducks were the Disney movie.
The movie.
Right, the movie.
So that's
So-
just some examples of how that's happened.
Joe says Warriors, and I agree with the Warriors. But, back to my point.
That's what
it's-
I've said. I said that a couple of weeks ago.
I just don't think that it's that. I mean, listen, I get it from a fan's perspective that have grown up, the Washington Redskins. But look, it's still your team. You're still at home. Look, we lost our team, the Houston Oilers. Like, we lost them. I mean, and so many teams in Seattle lost their basketball franchise. I mean, when you lose the whole franchise, that's a whole nother level of hating your city.
Yeah.
You didn't lose anything for your city. You're just changing a name. The
Yeah.
players are the same. The uniforms are still going to be worn, and the guys are still playing. So 10 years from now, none of this, especially if they win. Now, look, you could do the Chicago Cubs route and be like, look, this is a jinx, and then,
Yeah.
if they start losing and have all these losing seasons.
Oh,
but if
that'll
they
be
go-
to blame.
Yeah, that'll
That
be
would
to
be-
blame.
yeah,
but if they go
absolutely.
out and win and they do badass, nobody's going to give a damn about the Redskins.
Yeah,
They'll
nobody
be like,
will
the
care.
Washington Warriors are the best team ever. They'll be like,
right,
thank God
nobody
this
cares.
happened.
And now, like you said, it's completely different from moving a team from city to city, like Las Vegas. It just happened with the Raiders.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if they're gonna still have
Talk
that
about
huge
people being
following.
upset. Exactly. I mean,
that is a black hole.
that'll piss you off. I was here when that happened.
And my biggest thing, I think a lot of people is
Wait, hold on. Let's rewind 1 second.
Uh-oh.
That makes you mad, but changing the name doesn't?
When your team leaves the city?
Yeah,
But then the
but you're
Oilers were in
still
Tennessee, and they were the Nashville Oilers, and then they changed the name to the Tennessee Oilers, and then
Yeah.
they changed the name to the Tennessee Titans, and kept the name. We tried to buy it back. They said no,
well,
because if
also
it was
too,
called the Houston Oilers now, there'd be a bigger fan base, 100%.
Also, too, whenever
with
you
that.
go to their stadium and you walk through their halls, and they have all
All
the
Oilers.
Oilers memorabilia, and you
Because
feel like
they still owned the team, and they still owned all the rights to all that stuff. And it's very frustrating, I mean, who wouldn't love to
Should be
see
here.
Deshaun Watson in that baby blue and white, dude? That would be amazing. You'd have so many more fans. But
and left Houston, and then they go to the Super Bowl.
exactly, Nathan, still love you, blue. Yeah, I mean, that built this city. Like, really, back in the early 80s, late 70s. I mean, we had Earl Campbell running for the Houston Oilers. I mean, it was amazing.
so. If the Houston Oilers were still here today, and they had to change from Houston Oilers to Houston,
Titans.
how would you
yeah.
feel about that?
I would still. I mean, they didn't leave. I would be.
They didn't leave.
I would be upset, but I'm not going to be like, I'm not watching them anymore.
I do
wouldn't be
think
upset.
that's dumb. I do think people say I'm not going to be a fan anymore. I
Yeah.
do think that's dumb,
That's all I'm
especially if
getting
you've been
at.
a fan for 20 plus years. Yes, I think that's. I just feel like the people that are opposed to it and have a problem with it. I think if this happened just as a natural progression of the team wanting to change its name. But given the fact it's going on right now with
Yeah.
all these changes that are happening,
But the
and,
same thing
and
happened
people
with all
being
these other
forced
teams,
to
too.
do this, I think that's the biggest problem that people have with it.
Hopefully, we're still here 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and we'll be having this discussion. And we'll be like, hey, look, nobody even remembers. Remember the Redskins?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
were
still
great,"
suck.
I know. Like,
That's a conversation
Dwayne,
I'm going to have.
it's
You
funny
should be
too,
happy.
'cause-
Like, of all
I
people,
do.
you're
I
a
love
Cowboys
it.
fan. You
Yeah.
should love
I
this.
love the Redskins completely malfunctioning. I think it's fantastic. I love it.
hey, that's been happening
don't-
for a long time.
I told you what. Look, if they go out and listen, and as a matter of fact, bring up that rivalry. If there's a 16, 17 game season this year, and in the division, the Cowboys go out and lose to the Washington Warriors twice in a row, all is well.
Yeah, I mean,
All
for
is
Washington,
well for
yes,
Washington.
absolutely,
Like 100%. If they can go
For me,
beat
I'll
the
be
Cowboys,
severely pissed
if they,
off.
yeah, but if they can go beat the Cowboys 2 times this year,
yeah.
done. Then the name is fine.
Well, and they'll be extremely lucky to do that, so they should be happy.
Speaking of the Cowboys, well, I'll get up to you on this one. Dak Prescott has till Wednesday, all right, to come up with a deal. Now, I love that.
Same old song and dance.
I
on
love
the Dak
that.
Prescott thing.
I wonder if do you think he's going to? Do you think he's going to sign?
No.
You don't think, Johnny? Will you walk around here and press the button on that phone real quick? Do you think that Dak is going to sign? Okay, so he's under the franchise tag right
Under
now.
the franchise, yes.
They have until Wednesday to offer him the big contract,
Correct.
which I think we would have heard of something by now.
Correct.
But he has till Wednesday. He does, and along with about 10 to 15 other players.
I feel that, everything happened with Mahomes last week. Obviously, he can't compare himself to that, but I feel like that hit him hard, and I feel maybe he's waiting till Deshaun Watson does something in order to step on his game.
That's a good point.
I feel like he's kind of like playing out the field like he did until this last 1 year deal happened. What was it, 2 weeks ago? Was it 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks
the
ago with
franchise tag
Mahomes?
or whatever?
Oh no,
No.
that was 3 weeks ago.
Was
when
that
he-
3 weeks ago?
Yeah, when
Well,
this-
I feel like he's still like and then since Mahomes happened, he's still waiting to see what happens in the other
he's still
organizations.
getting what, 34?
Yeah, I think his
34?
franchise 34.7, I think, is what his franchise deal is. So, but here's the problem that I have with this, and this is what problem I have with Dak, and I have the problem with professional sports in general.
Oh Jesus!
When it comes to paying players, is this thought process that because you got it, I should get it.
Yep.
And the reason I say that is because I think we can all agree, everybody that watches the NFL, everybody sitting at this table, anybody that has a brain that watches NFL and watches football knows that Patrick Mahomes is on a much different level than the rest of the quarterbacks in the NFL.
He's just natural. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this whole thing that we have in sports that, okay, he's opened the market for this. Like everybody's saying, oh, well, that's what the quarterback market's going to look like. I think it's ridiculous.
It took this long for people to catch up to A-Rod. And that breaking contract like 15, 20 years ago when A-Rod signed that huge contract with the Rangers, nobody really caught up to that. And it took another 10 to 15 years before people actually started getting that kind of money because A-Rod was special, sort of like Mahomes is right now.
Right, but
now, did A-Rod turn out to be a Patrick? We don't know where Mahomes is going.
But that was because Tom Hicks is an idiot. So I mean,
agreed.
and there's no owners in the NFL that are idiots. But I don't like this thing that we have now where it's
nobody's getting 10 years, bro.
It's this process of comparison. Right now, I'm sorry, there's no comparison to
it's
Pat
not-
Mahomes.
I
There's
think
no
the-
comparison.
The longest contract you could possibly get from anybody, 5 years?
I'll ask
Maybe?
you that question. Is there anybody in the NFL
Deshaun
currently
Watson?
right now besides Patrick Mahomes? And I think Patrick Mahomes is worth. I think Patrick Mahomes, they could have given him a 15-year
Yeah,
contract.
because all he's got to do is win one more, and he's made up his money times 10.
Is there any other any other player in NFL that could do that is worth a 10-year contract?
No, not even close. I
No,
don't
not
think
worth
so.
it. I was trying to think of someone who just got drafted to a Tagovailoa. I can never say his
There you
name
go.
right.
Tagovailoa.
Tagovailoa, whatever.
No, he hasn't proven
30.2
himself.
mil deal for
The
4
only,
years.
The only
I mean,
person in the NFL that's close to that would be Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, because you got to look at the numbers. The quarterbacks get paid the most, all right? There's not a running back that's going to get that much money because their lifespan is way shorter, right?
Yes.
So it's just quarterbacks, and you got to look at your top tier. You know, Drew Brees is too old. Tom Brady's too old. Aaron Rodgers is too old. So you look at Wilson, who's already got his. He's way up there. And then you look at Watson and Lamar Jackson. I mean, who else under what's his name? Just got Kirk Cousins just got an unbelievable contract.
He
bro.
did.
And that is minute compared to Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
So do you think, I mean, Deshaun Watson and Lamar Jackson, and like they're going to get something in the range of 34, 36, maybe $37 million, but that's it. You're not getting
that's what I'm
40,
saying.
41 a year. Dude.
But that's what I'm saying. Even Deshaun Watson, as much as he does, as much as
10
you think
year?
at some
No.
point, 10 years, no.
No.
Lamar Jackson, in my opinion, hasn't proven anything to the point where he's deserving of something like that. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think two people that I would say, no doubt, you give a 10-year contract to, are going to perform at a level they should through that entire contract, be terrific players, wonderful
win you
citizens,
games.
Patrick
They're
Mahomes
going
and
to sell
Russell
jerseys.
Wilson.
They're going to sell jerseys, bring fans to the stands, and win you games.
And
What do you think,
been
Lauren?
there's been so much there's been so much hype on Watson. I don't know what's going on today. There's been so much hype on Watson.
It's because he's been incredible, and people think that he is Patrick Mahomes. Like, they really compare him right up there. If you ask some people from Houston, people from Houston will compare him right there 1 and 2. I personally don't think so.
No,
Patrick Mahomes
that's
is
not-
flat out unbelievable.
That's not a comparison.
Deshaun Watson is he runs
He's
a lot. He scrambles a lot. It's the fact that his contract is coming up, and they're going to have to sign him to a big deal. Is he going to get? If you look through Mahomes' contract, it's almost $50 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
That is absolute. Like, we're not
The average, yes.
like that's incentives and everything, but it's over 50. But Watson's not getting that. He hasn't proven that he can do the Mahomes things. Neither has Lamar Jackson. He lost in both playoff games he's been in.
Right.
You know, so
And there's reasons why he hasn't been able to.
if
He
Deshaun
hasn't had the
Watson would
coverage.
have,
for
Deshaun
him.
Watson would have
The
won the Super Bowl.
protection.
If he would have beat Kansas City last year, won the Super Bowl, yes, 8 to 10 year contract, hell yeah, you just won
O'Brien
the
would do
Super
that
Bowl
for sure.
You know,
for
I mean,
sure.
because then the owners would have seen how much money they bring in. Like, oh
and
wow,
D-Hop might be here still.
yeah. I mean, but
Well,
he didn't.
But that's why, and that's what, whenever this went down, that's why I said, that's why Hopkins is not here anymore. O'Brien is preparing to pay Deshaun Watson a lot of money.
Yep.
He's preparing for that.
Mm-hmm.
Whether he's
A left tackle, we've signed the left tackle, and then we're going after Watson. 'cause he's
Deshaun
gotta
Watson's
stay
going to be your quarterback for however long that they choose him to be here, because that's going to happen.
5 to 7 years.
I would say a 5-6 year contract would be
100,
something
150, 180, somewhere in there.
correct.
Somewhere in the 200 million range,
Right.
5 to 7 years.
Correct.
That's about right. You're not,
You think 5 to 7?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to lock him up. I mean, depending on what happens this year. I mean, look, he go out the second game and get his knee broken. You know, you don't know. But Mahomes
Because of the way he plays.
But Mahomes has proven durable, and
Has to
MVP
play.
and a Super Bowl winner. I mean, look, you got to pay the guy. You know, Watson hasn't done that yet.
Well, what's crazy, you're going to have Watkins. You're going to have Deshaun on the cap hit next year at $4.4 million. You're going to have Deshaun Watson at $4.4 million. That's crazy.
Well,
That's nuts.
It's going to change because
it'll
obviously they're
change,
gonna-
but I'm saying
Everything's gonna
if he stays on that contract next year, you're going to have him at 4.4. That's ridiculous.
well, we got. I mean, there's 13 other players that need to sign. There's a few big ones too, but we'll move on. I would like to get the Terrell Pryor, but he wants to come back. That's that. God, I don't know if that's.
He
gonna
said he's had
happen.
conversations with 5 teams, but he hasn't worked out with any of them.
I know, and
Well, they can't right now.
in
can
July. Well, camps begin July 25th, and that is for. We talked about this before, Lauren. The July 25th date is for the Texans and the Chiefs. Because they play the first Thursday night
Thursday.
game. So July 25th is Texans Chiefs. July 27th is everybody else reporting. Now that's all saying if everything goes as planned right now.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so
Go-
we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's interesting. Like these are very interesting topics and very interesting things that might happen with the Dak thing the next 2 days. Probably not.
No.
Well, the
Doubt
thing
that.
is, too, is like you said, it's interesting. We talked about it earlier in the show in the bubble of having someone test positive and then bringing in a guy and then him having to quarantine. Well, what happens during football season? It could be the same situation. So you could look at Pryor and saying, you know what? We may need him.
Yeah, I mean, so well, I think it was Andy Reid said that they're going to keep the backup quarterback's not even going to travel with the team.
Right.
Okay, so because that keeps them safe. Like if something happens, because otherwise, if your first string has it, then maybe if they're traveling, your second string quarterback has it, then they're traveling with the team. Then probably they both have it. Now you're relying on the third string quarterback who might be a running back,
Yeah.
an old high school player that's now
Another
a
way.
cornerback or something like
Right.
that. So the backup quarterback, there's a strategy to this. The backup quarterback is now not going to travel with the team.
So is that going to be Stidham or Cam?
Dude, his videos. You like them.
I love
For,
them.
for those
Well-
of y'all
well,
that have
explain-
not seen these Cam Newton videos, he's like outside the locker room talking about how badass he is and like, you know, everybody passed up on me. Still, he looks like an Instagram model, bro. Like, and just talking about me, like, and he says the Patriots playbook is just too big. I just this guy's attitude and everything drives me insane. I don't think he's gonna last with with Belichick.
Explain why you like it.
Jeff, are you jealous?
Explain why you like it.
No.
Explain
Are
why
you
you like
jealous?
it.
I like the Patriots. I
No,
do.
he's got the body. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
do need to work
I'm
out.
just
Explain
kidding.
why you like
No,
it.
you have.
Damn it.
You have. No, I was just kidding. Huh? I'm
Explain
sorry.
why you like. Yeah, that's why I had to repeat it 5 or 6 times because you weren't listening to a word I was saying.
We weren't listening to you.
Trust me, you're not going to be the first woman today
Can we
that's not
just
going to
do
listen to a word
can we
I
just
say.
do the-
You were in the car all day with your wife and
Correct.
children.
Yeah,
so
Sorry
she's
for
probably
that.
tired
I'm
of you.
joking.
She's
Two
probably
girls.
tired of you.
Yeah, but no. Why do you like those videos? What do you like about them?
Oh no, I just like it because I know he's trying to prove his worth. I know he's trying to prove something, and so
But-
it's not.
Okay.
I don't think that he's coming on there to say like, look at me, look at me. I think that like, okay, Carolina did him terribly wrong.
No, they didn't. He hasn't
Terribly
done
wrong.
anything.
No, they held on to him to the last second.
That's business.
They held on to him to the last second.
I just think the guy
Whenever
is
what he's
not
done for
worth-
you?
He's not worth. He's getting paid exactly what
I'm
he's worth
saying
right
is
now.
that someone told him, like we said last show or the show before that, either he's going to be the backup or the fact that
I think that's what he's mad about right now is that he is going to be the
well,
backup.
we don't know what the situation is, and I think that's why he's coming out with all of these videos.
Exactly from all those videos and from
So he's
his
trying
tweets.
to prove his worth.
No. Being on Instagram and doing video shots does not prove your worth. Get out there, throw the ball. Let's see what you got. And I think that's why he's trying to put himself out there. He's trying to get the public to be on his side and being like, yo, play me, play me, play me. I bet Belichick sits his ass the first game. I mean, almost
we'll
put money on it.
see what he comes out with, and we'll see what he's
Grant,
like
on Thursday,
in
see
training camp.
if there's odds on who starts.
Yeah,
Now,
I'll look at that.
Now, so that's what I'm curious about as far as training camp goes. Whenever season does start and the quarterback goes out and the second string sits back, how about prior to that in training camp when they're all together?
Well, I think NFL teams are going to have 4 or 5 quarterbacks available.
Got
like
to.
they're going to have. I mean,
At
you
least
can only have a
4.
certain roster
At least
spot
4.
for them, but they're going to have. I'm sure the NFL will be.
Didn't Edelman come in for the Patriots? for
Yeah,
like
well,
a
Edelman
few-
played
like-
quarterback in college.
Yeah, I know, but didn't he come in for like a whole series one time because Brady was hurt and somebody?
he did.
Yeah,
I
and he
feel- I
came
feel
in for
like
like
he
a
did.
whole series.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well,
he did.
so and that's another thing.
He threw the ball too, like he completed a pass.
Yeah.
I had to look it up, but I'm pretty sure he did.
and he's got all the Jewish versus all that going on right now too. But anyways, no, as far as like we were talking about second string sitting back and players and training camp, that's something else that's going on that they're trying to come into a conclusion today with the NFLPA is all these different deals. The players want testing every day, but they don't want the preseason games, and then the league wants to be testing every other day, bring down more of a mental.
Well, that's a lot of money.
and
That's
then
a ton of money to
but
test
they want to
every day.
keep the 2 preseason games, obviously,
Yep.
to make more money. But then there's other things, and that's trimming the 90-man training camp rosters.
Well,
and
and
that's what we just
I
spoke
actually
about.
like the 2 preseason games for NFL because look, some of these guys are going to be thrown into situations that they're not used to. So I like the preseason games where these guys don't usually get playing time. You need them to get out there and catch the speed. The speed of the NFL is completely different than college, than anything else. So you're going to throw a guy out there that's never played in the NFL just because one of your cornerbacks got, tested positive or something. So you're going to throw this guy out there that has never played in the NFL. I like the 2 preseason games, even if you have to play the guys that are just on your other rosters, that are on practice squads, so to speak. I like that. Like, get them out there, let them play 3/4 speed, whatever the case may be, so people don't get hurt. But still, I mean, you got to have some sort of preseason, not just boom, here we go. I don't like the idea of bam, let's go.
Well,
Like even the Astros have two games that they're going to do before they start the season.
Yeah, like a spring training game.
Uh-huh.
And this year just changes everything because it's so unprecedented that I think it's smart to have those preseason games. I've never been high on the preseason games. I'm like, what
Yeah,
is
me
this?
either.
Like, what, I think everybody has felt that way. But to your point, this year, it makes sense to have those because seriously, the second string, third string, fourth or fifth could go in.
I agree 100%. Couple other quick notes. Tiger Woods, I cannot wait for this, returns to the Memorial Tournament, Jack's Tournament. Yeah, I know you love some golf, Johnny. Tiger Woods returns on Thursday at the Memorial. Also, happy birthday to my boy Raj. I know you're out there. Happy birthday to you. He's been on the show before, a good guest for us. Last thoughts,
Hey,
Lauren?
yeah, can I get a birthday shout out?
Sure.
I know you don't understand this, Brody, but I love you, puppy. It's my brother's dog's birthday. He's a golden retriever. He's a sweet boy.
We're
Happy
doing that
birthday,
now.
man.
I didn't.
We're doing that now.
Is that what's going down?
I didn't know that
I
that
didn't
was going to
know.
be a
So
thing.
the birthday segment that we were planning on going now is going to be really long.
Yes.
I didn't know
gonna
we
be
did
long.
animals' birthdays. But Brody, rough.
Yeah.
rough. I don't
Yeah.
know how do you say happy birthday in Bark Bark?
I don't know.
All right.
Rough.
Rough. Last thoughts from you, Papa?
You mind if I add anything?
Sure, let's go.
I got time.
Yeah. What do you got?
I just want to let some people know about some history.
Yes.
I like to do history.
Let's do history.
Can I add history real quick?
Let's go. Let's do
What is
some-
today? Today's July 13th.
Yes,
That's what we're talking about,
713,
everybody's
baby.
birthday.
713 H-Town.
July 13th. Did you know that in 1934, Babe Ruth hit his 700th career home run against Detroit?
Damn.
Ended up ending his career, of course, with 714. 1934, that year, was the last year he played for New York, and he played 100-plus games. He had only hit 22 home runs that year, which was his lowest total since that he had
He
played
was
100
more of a
games in 25.
spectacle at the end of
Yeah.
his career. They just had him on because he was just more of a spectacle, drawing fans and whatnot. I mean,
Yeah.
just to see him go up there. He only did like 2 appearances a game. And
Right.
they kept him on just for fans to come in.
And like the next year, 35 is when he played. He like I said, he went to another team. It was his last year. He played 26 games and he walked
And
off.
he was
and that
super
it.
unhealthy.
Yeah.
I mean, super unhealthy.
This was a weird thing. I thought 1972, L.A. Rams owner Irsay and
This was
Baltimore,
amazing.
Baltimore Colts owner Rosenblum just swapped teams. Just said, okay, I'll tell you what, I'll own the L.A. Rams. You own the Baltimore Colts. There you go.
That's
I wonder what
so
made them want to do
interesting.
that.
I
They
have
must
no
have been
idea.
buddies.
I guess I don't know, but of course, as everybody knows, the Irsay are still the owners of the Colts. They've owned them for forever. But
Wow, that goes back to our conversation earlier with the Redskins, moving teams,
correct,
changing
yes,
names, all
yes.
that. Yeah.
Baltimore Colts and L.A. Rams owners just decided to swap teams. I feel so insignificant because like sometimes you're like, hey, can I borrow a CD or can we swap? They're changing franchises. Like that's what these important people do.
I mean, hey, they got billions of dollars.
What else we got?
You know?
1994, O.J. Simpson gave his hair sample for testing related to his murder charges. That was today.
I guess it didn't matter. The glove didn't fit.
No,
So
Ah.
hair sample did not matter.
It didn't fit. 1930, today, July 13th, did you know that the first ever World Cup began in Uruguay?
Oh.
In Uruguay.
In Uruguay.
Oh, shit. We're in trouble.
Uruguay, that's
Can we-
correct,
we gotta
yes.
cancel that out.
The champion was eventually Uruguay. Runner-up was Argentina. Third place.
Argentina, and they ended up winning a ton of World
Third
Cups.
place, the United States.
Wow.
We were third place in the 1930 World
Well,
Cup.
guess what? The United States is about to host another World Cup.
That's
It's on the
right.
cusp.
That's right.
Yeah.
And last 1968 for you, Jeff, and for Johnny and our golf people out there, British Open men's golf in Carnoustie, South African Gary Player won second of his 3 Open titles, which was the 5th of his total 9 majors.
Amazing player.
You think about men's golf, the name Gary Player never comes up, but you got to think about it. He was
In Europe, it does. Here, it
was
doesn't.
fourth.
In Europe, he's huge.
he's 4th in major titles won in the history of
Because the first
PGA
3 are
Championship.
American, and he's just in Europe he is the man. Like I mean, he's the one
Gary
because
Player's
there's
the
different
guy.
courses. They're called links courses, and
Yeah.
it's a different way of playing golf over there. But Gary Player adapted. He was the first European to adapt the way Americans courses were laid out and stuff like that. He's an amazing golfer, and there's a couple of pictures, and there's only a few of them of Gary Player, Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, and like Ben Hogan. And if you get a hold of one of those pictures, it's phenomenal. They're the main people and mainstays of. It's like you know what? It comparable to your Mavericks.
How's
It's
that
like
comparable,
Dirk.
man?
It's like Dirk in basketball. He's the Dirk
Yeah,
Nowitzki.
no,
of golf.
absolutely. But man, he won just as much over here. He won 3 Masters, 1 U.S. Open, and 2 PGA Championships. So, good on you, Gary Player.
Yes, sir.
All right. Some
Still
good
alive.
history.
And that's all I have to say about that.
So Joe
Yeah.
Paskett,
Yeah.
has joined on. What's up, Joe? Joe Paskett's the guy that did our logo. Got to say what's up to Joe. Love you.
Joe,
Thank
that's killer,
you, Joe.
man.
Love the logo.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
brand new media. That's his company. We're gonna give him a shout out next week too. Might even have him on, dude. He did the logo for here, did the logo for Aura, did the logo for like 15 or so many more places, but I'll have them all on. I'm gonna get it. But Joe, what's up? We want to thank you for the logo. But
And that's why you are so successful. It's everywhere. Thank you, Joe.
Want to thank Joe Applewhite too. Applewhite Realty 713-291-5270, and also Construction Concepts. BuildHouston.com. Guys are amazing, man.
Yes, yes. And of course, we want to thank Thiessen Law Firm. They will help you out with your criminal family law needs at 713-864-9000. Go mention Sports with Balls and you get your free consultation. And of course, Prime Texas Metal Roofs. You want to check them out as well. Get your free roof consultation when you mention Sports with Balls. Free inspection, rather, that is. And check it out. Get a new roof for the hurricane season.
Yeah. And listen, we've got a baseball special coming up, which is next week, and a basketball special coming up where we're going to dip into this like real deep, get into what you guys want, and phone calls are coming next week. So we're going to take phone calls from our guest, which is going to be awesome.
That's gonna be something.
That's going to be pretty
gonna be
interesting.
fun.
I can't wait for the guys to get on Grant. That's
great. Bring it.
Yes, all the Dallas.
Yeah.
I like to hear it. Let's
Anti-Dallas,
do it.
Dallas fan, all
Super
that.
excited.
Hey guys, I mean, thanks for watching us each and every week, every
100%.
Monday, Thursday. If you like what you see, give us a like, give us a share, share us to your friends.
Sports with Balls. Look it up. You guys are here.
Yeah.
Want to thank, obviously, Papa Miles.
Yo.
Appreciate you. And
Yeah.
the real deal,
been
Lauren
fun.
Leal.
Hey.
But we'll see you guys Thursday, 7 o'clock. We're out.
Peace.
Peace.